In this tutorial, we're going to be looking at how we can speed up enemy spawning to match the current speed of the game. So let's get right into it. So, double click on your enemy spawner script in Unity. So this is what we've currently got. Basically, every 2 seconds, we spawn an enemy, which is fine. However, we created a speed manager in the previous tutorial, and our enemies move quicker towards the player based on this speed. However, they don't spawn quicker based on the speed, which is a bit weird, so we're going to fix that. So firstly, in your enemy spawner class, we're going to do private float current spawn delay. So this is going to be a variable that's going to store, okay, how long are we going to wait until we spawn the next enemy? And we're going to be using this in a loop, which we're going to make in a moment. Next, I want you to delete the spawn enemy function and the invoke repeating line of code. We don't want to use invoke repeating because we want to speed up the rate of which we're spawning enemies based on the speed in our speed manager. Underneath the start function, do private enumerator spawn enemy. So basically, we're going to be making a function that spawns an enemy, and inside we're going to have code to basically determine how quickly we're going to spawn them. Inside we're going to do while true. Basically, we're going to be making an infinite loop. We want to do an infinite loop because we want to be spawning enemies forever until the player dies. So we're going to just do while true. Inside the while loop, we've got 3 lines of code. So we've got instantiate, enemy prefab box, transform.position, quaternion.identity. This is the same as before. We're going to be instantiating our enemy box prefab at the position our spawner is at, with no changes to the rotation. However, these next 2 lines of code are important. So we're going to do current spawn delay, which is our float we made here, equals spawn rate divided by speedmanager.instance.speed. We're going to be telling the code, right, after we spawned an enemy, how long do we want to wait before we spawn the next one? And this is us calculating how long we want to wait. Then we're going to do yield return new wait for seconds current spawn delay. So what's going to happen is, once we've calculated how long we want to wait, we're going to wait that amount of time before we spawn another enemy. And that's why we're using an enumerator, because we can use a yield return new wait for seconds to basically tell this function, right, pause what you're doing for X amount of seconds, without pausing the rest of the game. And in the start function, do start coroutine, spawn enemy. So we're just going to be starting the coroutine that we're defining here. And that's going to be it for this tutorial. So I'm going to go to my speed manager and I'm going to set the speed increment to 1 as opposed to 0.1. So it's not going to look smooth, but it's going to show that the spawn rate is increasing over time. So then we hit play. And I'm going to jump over 1. Oh, that sped up too quickly for my liking. But as you can see, the enemies are spawning quicker. So if we go back to our speed manager and do 0.01 like before, you could make it 0.001 or whatever you want. We're going to have the same effect. However, it'll be much more gradual than what we saw before. So as you can see, the speed is slowly going up. But yeah, so thanks for being a great audience. Be sure to leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed, and subscribe if you're interested in continuing to follow along with this tutorial series. In the next episode, we're going to be adding in coins. Thanks for watching.